tell you what, I feel like the horses do now after going to Lebanon, Ohio. The horses aren't the only thing sick. Allie had a little bit of a scratchy throat today, so we kept them home from school. And I know how the horses feel. I was just saying, from going from Lebanon, Ohio, now, for those of you who may not have noticed, it was plus 22 on Wednesday in Lebanon, Ohio. So a beautiful day. And then today I had my spring and fall, which I drive in the winter in, and earmuffs on, winter gloves. It was freezing cold today. Heavy winds. I know how the horses feel, man. I feel like tired right now. I'm gonna have a nap. I just watched Dominic pull out to go to London. I had to figure out when the horse is racing, make sure I'm there to go last trip with eyes at 10. So today was a good day, though. Very productive day for the most part from the stable at Mohawk. We had 6 qualifiers and 3 schoolers, so 9 horses. 9 horses went behind the gate, so to speak, today. We'll get right into it. Unbeatable Kemp was awesome again today. You saw how the winds played a role and how the track was actually decent at Mohawk today. And, you know, for those of you thinking, I'm going to be upfront with everybody right now, I don't know if we can drone tomorrow. The track is horrible right now, and there's going to be a lot of people say, Anthony, it's unacceptable that the track is still bad. Really? I know I saw people training their horses before the Mohawk qualifiers today from Classy Lane. I actually spoke because I, too, was very upset and angry. So I had called a couple of training centers saying, hey, what's your track like right now? And also, for the most part, looking at the fall ahead. Is this where we want to be? I want to make sure I have all the questions answered that I'm going to be asked, which I would be asked and I will be asked. You know, is this training center not doing their job? I think they could all do a better job. We could all do a better job at everything we do, I think. I called around at 2 training centers. Both tracks at the training centers were terrible. And I know I saw at least 2 people training their horses that are stabled at Classy Lane, which, by the way, is probably the best training center, I'm going to say, in Canada. I don't want to be presumptuous. Maybe there's something out west. I can assure you it's the foremost training center in Ontario. And I know there was people training hard here because the track, they said, was terrible at Classy Lane. But that's just the weather. It's too cold to dry. There's not enough sun and warm weather to dry it. And it's not cold enough to freeze. So you're left with muck. That's what you're left with. Even if the track was okay today, there's still, you know, frost getting out of the final stages of frost coming out of it. Holes, you know, punching through. I would say there's a better chance we don't drone tomorrow than we do, truthfully speaking. And I know that people are going to say, Anthony, come on, because you're sitting at home and you want to see the drone. I get it. But we have to do what's right for the horses, always. And whether you like it or you don't like it, or whether you think that you should be able to get on the track, you can't. Not to train. We can jog. We can't train. Now, there is a number of sick horses also. I know how they feel. We're treating them. So every year in March, we miss time, right? Whether it's a week or 2 weeks where we can't train them. We go through this every year. It's almost become a quiet, unspoken, integrated part of our training schedule, is that at some point in March, April, we're going to have 2 weeks where we just can't do much. It's the reality of the situation. So, you know, truthfully speaking, and if you're going to push me right now, I don't think we are going to drone tomorrow. They're going to have to catch it at the right time and be able to work on it before it freezes hard. I don't know about that. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, but I would not be surprised, and I just want everybody to be aware that, you know, our hands are tied. Mother Nature's tied everybody's hands, and there's at least a pretty good chance that we are not going to be droning tomorrow. But we'll endeavor to do so if we can. So let's get to what took place today, what we did do today, what is already in the books. Unbeatable Kemp was awesome. As I said, them high winds and cold temperatures. I don't know what he went, 2 minutes, somewhere around there, 1:59, I don't know. But James said he was awesome today. Very happy. Actually happy he didn't get in. I'm happy we got this other trip into him. He looked very, very good today. as did Renegade Gypsy. Now, one little speed bump with Renegade Gypsy. A couple of times last year we had scoped Renegade Gypsy and there was a little bit of blood. In the heat of the summer, we went through with a lot of horses. I think everybody does. It's not like we did. Everyone does. So, Mary said, we could have put him on Lasix this year, I suppose. Well, this is a conversation we maybe should have had last week. To put him on Lasix now, you have to wait 2 weeks. So, not the end of the world. He does need 2 trips, right? I would like to see him have 2 more trips. So, we can do that, but they'll be in the form of unofficial schoolers. Ollie, what are you doing, buddy? We can't qualify, can't race a race bull line when you put him on Lasix. It'll be 15 days from today that he can race, right? Now, if we had to put him on last week and backdated, that's a different story. But regardless, he's going to need the lines. He's going to need the work. So put him on Lasix, school him, and then when you're cleared to race on Lasix, away you go. You're ready to go. So this will be the only official line before Renegade Gypsy races his first start, which will be in no less than 15 days from today. We are going to put him on Lasix. Just maybe a little hiccup there, some miscommunication between Mario and I. He probably thought that you could just put the horse on Lasix because there isn't, and this is the silly thing about Ontario, is that there isn't actually Lasix given to qualify, right? There is no Lasix given to qualify. So, I think you should be able to put them on it, but nevertheless, there's a system, there's rules, and it's 15 days. So Renegade Gypsy will school next Friday and the following Friday. At that point, he should be ready to rock, and we'll put him in to go. So it's neither here nor there. The horse qualified well. Somebody said, wow, Kemp looks so good and Gypsy was okay. Well, 2 things, and they're kind of important things. Kemp is a stronger colt than Renegade Gypsy, and quite frankly, a little more depth there. Renegade Gypsy's a nice horse, but I don't think he doesn't want any part of Unbeatable Kemp. I don't believe. But that is also unfair to say because Unbeatable Kemp has had a schooler and now 2 qualifiers. So before you get your back up and say, well, that's not right, I think it doesn't matter. Unbeatable Kemp has had a lot more fast work right now than Renegade Gypsy. Both qualified well today. Very happy with Kemp and very happy with Gypsy. Gypsy will be going on Lasix right away. World for 2 qualified also. He's going to need 2 more fast trips. We went through this with Massive Profit, and we're going to have to go through it again with these 2. I know he's a series next week, but we're not bringing him any series off a 2-minute qualifier, regardless if the track was off 2 seconds and it was windy. He's going to have to be ready to pace 54. He's not ready to do that. So we'll qualify him at least once more and school him once more. But ultimately, he was pacing good and looked good. High Gear No Fear, another horse that needs 2 more qualifiers, but we knew that going in. Harry had asked me about schooling. You just never know what you're going to get in the schoolers. They could go in 55, they could go in 25. So rather put him in a qualifier where people are going to be getting qualifying lines on the horses, a little fairer to the horse. So he went a mile in 2 minutes today, followed along. I said to him, he said, how was he? I said, trotting great. It wasn't that he was weak, you just could tell he didn't want any more. There's nothing wrong with that. So we'll qualify him next week and then reassess, and we qualify him again, or school him. But you rest assured he's not racing until he's ready to win. What else do we have? Taiwan On and Blue Bayou Deal were awesome today. Very, very good through that wind. Blue Bayou Deal is not generally known. Ollie, sit in your seat properly, young man. Blue Bayou Dio is not generally known as being a front-end horse. When we trained her on the front end, she was never awesome on the front end, but she's a different horse now. She's a powerhouse of a filly. Love this filly. She was super strong. Taiwan On finished up great. We're going in behind the gate, and James said, have you trained this filly lately? I said, yeah, I trained her, I think, here in 2.6, maybe 3 weeks ago for Harry. And he said they schooled her in 2.1. He said, when we trained her last year, at no point did I ever think to myself, you know what? I don't think this filly's going to need hobbles as a 3-year-old. He said, she always wore them tight. She always needed them on. He said, are you sure she can go without them? I said, I'm not sure of anything. I said, I haven't trained her. I said, Chris and Harry brought her over here last week. I didn't go with her in 2.1. We pulled up and he said, what a difference. He said, wow. She was awesome. He said, anything on the left line a little bit? I said, probably needs her knees done. It's getting to that time. They're starting to fire her up. He said, very strong, so I suspect we'll come back again. I've made it very clear to Harry that there's no rush. I think this filly's first stake race is either a Sire Stakes or the PA All-Stars. But I firmly believe, until she soundly proves me wrong, this is a Sire Stake top flight filly for Pennsylvania. Very impressed with her. I know James was floored with her today. Very, very happy with both those fillies. They were very, very good. And then I qualified Italia Sealster for Brenda. She was okay also. You know, she's at a point now where she's pretty well bred. I'm going to actually have a talk with her about potentially breeding her. I mean, she fits now as a 4, now as a 3. Didn't pay that much money for her. Actually, I would say a pretty good pickup as a broodmare. But as a racehorse, going to be a struggle here and there with her. Nice filly, though, does her work well. Then we had 3 schoolers. Laugh Now. He was actually a little flat. First time I put him right on the gate. He did his work. He just needs to do more. So we'll draw his blood tomorrow, make sure he didn't cramp up a little bit. Went a mile in like 2.4, 2.5 with him. Grace, again, James went in 2.5 with her. She's about 3 weeks from racing and looked very good today. If anything, he said she was a little bit flat, but as I said, going to check their blood. And you're going to see some ASTs jump up in this ridiculously horrible weather. You're going to see some muscle counts jump. You've already seen them from Eglair AM. Hopefully we nip that in the bud. We'll know tomorrow exactly what it's settled at when we take her blood. Ollie, stop. And then we have Tioga Sunshine was also there. She also went a mile around 2.4, 2.5. All 3 of those horses need at least another schooler and 2 qualifiers to get them ready to go right away. But very happy with everybody today. Absolutely, totally impressed with Unbeatable Kemp. Very impressed with Blue Bayou, Dio, Taiwan on. Renegade Gypsy, again, as I said, we're going to enter him onto the LASEX program. High Gear No Fear is going to need a couple of qualifiers. These horses were good today. Very happy with the way everybody went. Of course, tonight we got Resolute Bay, who's coming in very sharp, looking very, very good. We have the 3 horses I'm going to drive in London, which are Isa 10, making her first start as a sophomore. My Mini Miracle, probably making her first start on a half, if I was to guess. And the other horse was Better Be Sawyer. So all 3 of those horses in good classes tonight. All 4 of them in good classes tonight. So wish us luck. We're all going to need it. It's a horrible day here in Ontario, but you know what? No rain, no snow. I'll go. Take care.